What's up guys, Readiness Rations here with you again. We are doing a review of a US military ration today, but this is not your typical MRE. This is a Totm, or Tailored Operational Training Meal. As the name would suggest, this is a training meal ready to eat. These meal packs are issued by the US military to soldiers that are in training situations in which they wouldn't have access to the regular mess hall, but the training doesn't constitute a meal quite as substantial provided by your traditional MRE. Before we get this Totm open, I want to remind you guys to give the video a thumbs up if you like seeing these military ration reviews here on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future ration review content, and let me know down in the comments what ration you would like to see me review next. Now let's see what a Totm is all about. So as we can see here, it is in a MRE style like bag, but it's clear, very similar to US halal rations. They have it spelled out for us here, Totm, Tailored Operational Training Meal, with the depiction of 3 soldiers and the caption, "Train as we fight." This was packed by Sopacco in Mullen, South Carolina. As I said before, these are issued in situations where the soldier eating it doesn't need a meal quite as substantial as a regular MRE. These are basically like an MRE Lite. They're toned down, they don't have quite as many accessories, and the food content's a little less. Now the particular menu we're looking at today is spaghetti with beef and sauce, a classic MRE menu. In fact, spaghetti has been a regular ration item for the US military for well in excess of 50 years at this point. Let's try that pillable seal on this one. Not exactly the easiest I've encountered, but there it goes. We are double bagged. First off, we have a retort pouch, spaghetti with beef and sauce. That was packed on the 170th day of 2019, meaning this is a very fresh meal in terms of MRE shelf life. We have a 1 ounce package of peanut butter, 160 calories on that, a beverage-based powdered lemonade. I've never had the lemonade drink mix, so I'm pretty darn excited to check this one out. An accessory package, which we'll take a closer look at here in a moment. We do have a flameless ration heater, a pack of MRE crackers coming in at 170 calories, and a full-size package of Skittles, 250 calories, with a Best Buy of September 16th, 2020. Lastly, we have a sleeve for the entree. Substantial ingredients list. That entree comes in at 290 calories with 24 grams of carbohydrates and 20 grams of protein. And they actually do a little bit of explaining of your macronutrients here on the back. I wonder if that feature is specific to Totms, because I surely haven't noticed it before. This accessory package looks a lot like those that are included in halal MREs. I have a couple reviews on halal MREs that I've done in the past. I'll post one of those right up here for you if you want to see that. Those are US military rations specifically designed for soldiers that have halal dietary requirements. In this accessory package, we do have an MRE spoon, a Fresh Snap moist towelette, a Coffee Instant Type 2 spray dry, haven't had one of these in a while, a pack of salt and pepper. Pepper is not typically included in a regular MRE, a double pack of sugar, and a Coffee Mate non-dairy creamer, the original. And lastly, we have a napkin. Napkins are also not included in your regular MREs, but the accessory package for this meal did not have toilet paper, or matches, or gum. I guess those things just aren't necessary in a training situation. It's actually a pretty decent spread of food. As far as the main food components go, the only thing that really seems to be missing is your side item. So this should make for a pretty good lunch. There's no hot beverage bag for the coffee, so the only item that we will be heating with our flameless ration heater is the spaghetti. So we'll add some water to that. Try to get the heating pad completely saturated. I feel like they cheated me a little bit, because it looks like on this heating pad, only the bottom one and the top one are really full of your filings. The middle 2 are mostly empty. It's making a little bit of sound, so maybe it's activating. We'll take both the retort and the ration heater and slide those down together in the pouch for the main. While this is heating up, let's get everything else plated up. The ration heater here really kicked off while we were plating everything up. It's all the way up to about 175, so heating nicely. Let's get this coffee going first. Coffee Instant Type 2 spray dry is old school technology. It's a throwback to C rations or even K rations. That has a very powerful aroma. The individual granules are all pretty small. I like my coffee sweet and creamy, so we will use this creamer. I think 2 sugar packs is a little excessive though, so we'll just use 1 of those. And we'll follow that up with about 6 ounces of water that was just boiling. That spray dry coffee dissolved instantly. We'll give that a taste in a moment. Next up, we'll check out this beverage base powder lemonade. It's rare we run into a drink mix that I've never had before. Typically, my favorite drink mix is the lemon lime. I'm hoping that since this is also a citrus drink, I will like this one. That smells like a pretty basic instant lemonade powder though. These pouches call for 12 ounces of water. Zip that top, give it a fold over for safety, and then a vigorous shaking. After about 2 minutes of shaking here, I can still see a little bit of undissolved powder. Well, it's lemonade color. You can see a couple chunks floating around on the top, but it's mostly dissolved. Get our crackers open here. I didn't hear any vacuum on those. These are the very pale variety of US MRE cracker. Unbroken though. Those have a very light aroma, not quite as toasty as some that we've encountered in the past. Let's open up these Skittles. A couple of them are a little bit crushed, but otherwise those look pretty good. Give this peanut butter a good hard kneading. Peanut butter used to come in 1.5 ounce packages. They have reduced it to these 1 ounce packages. And that was a mistake in my opinion. 1.5 ounces was just about right for a 2-pack of crackers. These 1 ounce packs don't quite cut it. Cut the edge of that off. Just standard creamy peanut butter. Go ahead and adorn a cracker with some of that. Given that this menu is spaghetti, I really think it would have been a better pairing to put some cheese spread in here, but you can't complain too much about peanut butter and crackers, right? So that is the contents of 1 entire pack of peanut butter. It coated 1 cracker fully. I'm ready to dig in. So let's crunch into a cracker and some peanut butter. That cracker's very crumbly. And those two together sucks the moisture out of your mouth like a desert. My mouth is drier than Tatooine. So I guess now is the perfect time to taste our coffee here. Coffee Instant Type 2. Still super hot. That's pretty mild. Has a little bit of bitterness to it. Not quite as acidic as I remember this coffee being. I think it could have actually used that 2nd pack of sugar to kind of mask that bitterness a little bit more. But as far as a cup of MRE coffee goes, that one's pretty good. I've just been sitting here enjoying these two as a combo. The peanut butter cracker fall with a sip of coffee is really nice. It makes the cracker go down a heck of a lot easier. One last sip. That was a good start to the meal. Let's see how hot the main is. It's warm to the touch. I think that heater did its job. And there's our spaghetti with meat and sauce. They really do put a lot of meat in this. The smell coming off this is a very familiar one. If you've ever encountered any type of MRE containing an Italian-style tomato sauce, they all smell extremely similar. I know I've made this comparison before, but it is very much like Chef Boyardee. So in the mix here, we have some spaghetti noodles. They're all cut pretty short, and that's because they need to be eaten with a spoon. Now those spaghetti noodles themselves are super soft and mushy, very overcooked. We have a lot of meat in the tomato sauce. We also have a piece of onion there, a larger piece of tomato, but there's not really much else in there. This is a hearty, filling MRE main that I've had many times before, and it really is a classic menu item. Let's get a big spoonful of that. That is some meaty spaghetti sauce. Totm spaghetti. Here we go. You taste a little bit of Italian herb straight out of the gate. That pasta is ridiculously soft. It just disappears. The little meat crumbles actually have more texture than the spaghetti does. It has a little bit of sharp acidity from the tomato. It's very basic, but not at all bad. These are designed to agree with the palate of as many people as possible. So ration items like this are rarely mind-blowing flavor bombs. At least we do have a little bit of black pepper and some additional salt for this one. I would have much rather had red pepper flakes or perhaps some cayenne pepper to kind of spice things up a little bit, but I guess black pepper is a decent consolation. I don't think this main really needed salt, but a little bit of salt won't hurt. And now that we've utilized our flavor enhancers here, we'll get another bite. This one has a lot of visible black pepper on top. It's a pretty big bite too. I said it didn't need salt, but That salt really did help. It pumps up all those other flavors. The pepper is a noticeable improvement, but not as substantial as the salt. Let's see if the large pack lemonade beverage-based powder is any better than the small pack is. It's more sweet than the little packs are. I think this has some real sugar in it. It's not really tasting artificially sweetened, but the flavor of this is very artificial. It tastes strikingly similar to a Country Time lemonade or something of that nature, a pre-made lemonade mix, which is basically what this thing is. I do like this though. It's a little bit sour. It's pretty sweet. It's not as good as the lemon lime beverage-based powder, but I would probably pick this over any of the other ones. It's most certainly better than grape. It kind of feels like drinking candy though. We have one remaining cracker. So we'll get a big dollop of our spaghetti there. This spaghetti is really lacking in the texture department, so putting it on the cracker should be a big help. So let's try them together. The cracker is so crumbly, you can't just take one bite. After you take one, it kind of starts falling apart and you gotta eat more. The spaghetti adds enough moisture to the cracker to where it doesn't dry your mouth out nearly as bad as it does by itself. And the added crunch of the cracker is a good complement to the spaghetti, as I thought it would be. I got some spaghetti on my face, so we'll use the napkin. Last thing to try out here is our Skittles. Typically, I'm a fan of red and yellow Skittles more than anything else. To be honest, I'm not a huge Skittle fan in general. We'll give these two a taste to start things out. They taste newly packed to me. Chewy, crunchy, powerful fruity flavor, a little bit of tartness, extreme sweetness. Now we'll get a little bit of all the other flavors together. Toss that one back. The orange is actually bringing more to the table than I thought it would. I'm actually kind of liking everything mixed together. These Skittles aren't exactly meant to be eaten like this as like a course in a meal. You kind of carry that pack around with you and snack on it throughout the day, and for that, they're a pretty good inclusion. Skittles will just never be my favorite candy. And that was the U.S. Tailored Operational Training Meal, TOTM. Essentially, an MRE Lite for soldiers in training. I've heard stories of these being issued to people in military college, and I can see them being very helpful in that kind of situation. But wherever you have a soldier that needs to be fed, the US military has a solution, and the TOTM gets the job done. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. That really does help me out with the Google algorithm and letting other people see the videos. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my future military ration review content. Drop me a comment letting me know what you thought of the review and the idea of the TOTM in general. Would it make more sense just to issue a regular MRE? If you know someone else that might like the video, please share it because that helps the channel more than anything else. Thanks again for checking it out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you then. Peace.